Guys, make sure you stay until the end. We want to share one good advice with you. If you make that simple mistake, you may end up spending thousands of dollars on parts and repairs, diagnostics that you may actually not even need. Make sure you stay until the end. We'll explain what we're talking about. Hey guys, welcome back to World Mechanics. Today will be super helpful video to any of you having a Chrysler 300D generation here from year 2014 to year 2024. If you have warning message on the dash that says service shifter, guys, make sure you watch that video until the end. It could be simple fix. Do not waste your money on parts diagnostics and anything like that until you watch it, because it could be very simple fix that you may not need to spend any money actually even, and we'll explain what it is. Another thing, if you need to buy replacement parts, choose at a good price, quick shipping, that way do not waste money and time. We're going to share the information in the description of the video below, guys, for your convenience. Please check it out. Let's start on it now. So guys, before we start, let us tell you a little bit about us. Every single car we get here at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. Why we guys do that? Because our mission in the shop is to save as much money as we can. All we need in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the videos, that way we can keep making these free videos. We show you how to fix engines, transmission, bodywork, fuses, relays, all that stuff, guys. And if you need to buy cheap parts and tools at a good price, quick shipping, we'll put a link in the description of the video below. Guys, check out our YouTube channels. We have more than 15,000 free repair videos that can save you thousands of dollars in future repairs. So if you have that warning that says service shifter, what can cause that now, guys? The first thing you want to check is some fuses and relays for the transmission, the shifter, and where they're located now. You may have all of them or some of them, but we'll be working in two different fuse boxes. The first one, we need to open the hood. When you open the hood on your Chrysler 300, facing the engine on the left side, you may have a V6, V8, it should work for both. Here on the passenger side is the main engine fuse box. Press these tabs together, lift the cover up, and you're going to find a fuse box with a layout like this one here. Before we continue, let's explain quickly why it's always a good idea to test fuses and relays. Guys, it's very important to always test your fuses and relays. Why? Sometimes you may think you have a good fuse, guys. It's hard to tell. Look at those fuses, right? And sometimes, okay, you pull the fuse. Okay, I'm going to get the fuse puller and I'm going to remove one fuse. I want to show you on that 20 amp fuse. Sometimes it's very unclear if that fuse is burned or not. You may not clearly see it. So always, guys, test them, because if you don't test the fuse, you assume it's good. You end up spending money, time, and diagnostics for problems that do not exist, guys. So you can just waste your money and time. Always test your fuses, always test relays. We will put links in the description of the video below where you can find, guys, a video for testing a fuse and testing a relay that will explain everything that you need to do. If you guys need to buy any parts, tools for your Dodge Ram, fuses, relays at a really good price, quick shipping, that way you do not waste money and time, we're going to put a link in the description of the video below for your convenience. Please check it out. So here is what we need to check specifically. Let's go here now and explain that. Let's zoom in a little bit. So first you want to check fuse number 29 right here. Check fuse 31 and 37. Some of you may have a relay known as relay 44, that's relay 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. If you have it, it will be right here. Not all engines and transmissions will have that one. Then next you need to open the trunk. Some models may have an extra fuse in the trunk. Lift the carpet liner up. Underneath you have the spare tire, that's the car battery. Right behind it is the main trunk fuse box. Guys, that's what it looks like. That's a closer look. Press the tabs together, lift that cover, and you have that layout here. What we need to check, specifically one fuse. If you come in that row, okay, let me see, in that row of fuses here, that's fuse 27 next to it. Some of you may have fuse number 26. If you have, check that fuse as well. If not, don't freak out. Now, I want to show you what easily can cause that too. If we come right here, guys, okay, let me show you now. Chrysler 300, Dodge Challenger and Dodge Charger are built on the same platform, so many of the things are interchangeable or work about the same way. That's the brake paddle, right? The transmission needs to read that brake paddle, if it's pressed or not. Okay, otherwise it will not work correctly, because guys, when you press the brake paddle, that's how you start the car, and it needs to know that. So when you press that brake paddle, check out now that device that's installed on the brake paddle here. I'll continually press the brake pedal, see what happens, that moves. That's known as a brake light switch, but it's also a transmission switch. What it does, guys, okay, let's get a little bit of light here, perfect. You may have a bad transmission, known as brake light switch, so in some cases it may not even be bad. You may need to just calibrate it. And if you need to buy a new one and if it doesn't work, you still need to calibrate it to make sure the car reads the exact position of that brake light switch. Another thing, guys, okay, if you want to see how to test, how to replace brake light switch, we'll have the videos on the channel. Next that we need to check, we've seen that happen too. This is the transmission, guys, shifter. The shifter is electronically controlled. You don't have cable anymore, but here need to make sure the connector is good, it's plugged in, and especially that little bitty connector right here. We've seen that being loose quite a bit, or people spill things and that caused it not to work, and that caused the shifter or transmission warning on the dash as well. Now, in some cases, if the car had a mechanical problem, it was towed or anything like that, it will be the same like this one. Under the shifter, you have a mechanical cable. That cable, if you pull that handle, you can put it in neutral. But sometimes that can be damaged to where it's stuck in the wrong position, and that can cause that warning too. That cable, when you move it, when you come to the transmission, it's going to move that arm right here, guys. That's the one that it will do. Now, also check the connector for the transmission, which is on the passenger side of the vehicle. Another thing, guys, in some cases, okay, you see that's ABS and traction control module. If that malfunctions, that can give you warning messages for transmission or shifter as well. We had to replace ours actually one time because of that, and we had to program it. I think we have the video, we'll be making video how to program ABS traction control module on Dodge Chrysler model. Check it out, it will talk about that, how to get the pin code as well. Something that people never almost check, the car battery. The fact that your car starts and you maybe tested the voltage with a voltmeter doesn't guarantee it's a good battery. Test it with a battery tester. We have a video on the channel that explains the right way to test car battery. Battery that's not stable, charging system that's not working correctly, overcharging or undercharging can cause transmission warnings as well. Also, if you're doing diagnostics, and if you're doing diagnostics, guys, and as a result you didn't exit the diagnostics the correct way, so it can clear the modules, you may activate it, that warning as well. So you need to make sure you go clear all the codes, exit the diagnostics the correct way, and that may fix it as well, guys. Multiple things can cause that. Other things could be, of course, transmission shifter solenoid, transmission valve body, transmission clutches, but if everything else looks good, check and test transmission solenoids. We'll have multiple videos on our YouTube channels how to replace and how to test one as well. But those are some of the most common things we see in the garage. So guys, that generation Chrysler 300 has all kinds of different size of fuses, guys. You can see different fuses, relays. That's the engine fuse box, that's the trunk fuse box. Those could be really hard to find, some of them, guys. And if you're in the middle of nowhere, you need a replacement, you cannot get one, you may be stuck, guys. So we will recommend to buy some, put in the glove box for peace of mind, keep some spare ones. We'll put a link in the description of the video below where you can get them at a good price, quick shipping. That way you do not waste money and time. Hopefully the video was helpful, guys. Thank you for watching and see you next time.